Hi, and welcome to Coach's Corner, where systems matter and both personal and professional learning and development is beneficial for everyone and essential for some. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Let's get started.
And for the bonus questions, we'll start with the first one, and this is only personal.
Should I do this?
Yeah. The biggest accomplishment, or just the accomplishment you're most proud of?
Getting my wife and kids to accept Jesus. And that's not really just me, but the Holy Spirit has a lot to do with it. But I would introduce Jesus to them, and I didn't force anything. But, you know, my wife, she had not accepted Jesus as her Lord and Savior, and about 8 years into our marriage, she did. You know, you did very early on. You were dunked in the bathtub, right? Everybody thinks it has to be all formal at a church. It's like, I don't think so, dude. Find some water, go in. You know, and so to me, those are things that are, you know, of the utmost importance. And the rest of it is, who really cares?
Got it.
Yeah. It's a maroon shirt today. Tomorrow it'll be a red, whatever.
Another personal. What is the best compliment you've ever received?
Wow. You know, it's funny because I don't get a lot of compliments because I think people have grown to just expect. Like, oh, this guy's just going to get it done. So, you know, they forget the compliment. So they're few and far between. But some of them have been, you know, when the gal that wanted, you know, she was trying to be a psychologist going to college. Oh, yeah. And it was really getting to her. And she called me years later and she goes, I hated you. Right. But I kept hearing that voice, you know, and I coached her in 8th grade. Right. I mean, I kept hearing that voice. We don't quit. You know, go get it. You know, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And she said she said, I hated you, but it just kept pounding. Yeah. And so she said it took me an extra year because I was really struggling. Right. But I got that degree. You know, and I, like I've told you before, I've had hundreds and thousands of those types of things. Yeah. But I used to carry a warm fuzzy file where I'd write those all down. But in one of my moves, that sucker got lost. Yeah, I think it may be in some boxes, like in the basement type thing. But I think it got lost. But I've had a lot of those. Or, you know, when I started, you know, when you work with, so let's say my mom, she worked with 4th, 5th, you know, 6th graders. Yeah. They do it by hugging you. Right. Or, you know what I mean? Because they don't know how to articulate like you like you're helping me. Yeah. I was lucky because, and not a lot of the middle schoolers could articulate. But, you know, one of my, you know, the stories I've told you before was a gal that mentored me that was in high school. She was the art teacher. And I couldn't draw stick figures. Right. And so in the end, she made me her art aide, which I needed it big time. Well, I told you I was at my reunion, and I was talking to one of my boys I played football with. I hadn't seen him for 20 years. His wife was my quarterback's brother. And so she started talking about Miss Lloyd. I'm like, oh, my gosh. But she said, you know, my brother adores you and loves you. Yeah. And you helped him so much because he was going through a lot of troubles. So, you know, when you hear that, so I don't necessarily place them like, oh, this is the best one. To me, they're all the best ones because if somebody articulates that back to you, whether it's a high five or a hug when you're little or in middle school, they can actually tell you that's rare. Yeah. And then in high school, a little bit more. Yeah. You know, we had Maddie, a childhood friend that, you know, gave me a big praise in front of the whole group when, you know, you guys were getting your scholarships. Yeah. And I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know that I helped her to do all that, you know, or the guy that I did, he opened up his own comic book business and a big old warehouse, like, I don't know, like 10,000 square feet. And he goes, do you remember taking us, because he was good friends with my younger brother, to the swap and teaching us how to inventory? And I go, no, I don't. Yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, that's the only reason I'm in the business. You taught me everything. Well, that's a big deal. And then I've been very fortunate to have thousands of those as you teach the adults because they can articulate that quicker. and better and more efficiently than a freaking 4-year-old that's trying to high five you, saying you meant a lot to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably more than you wanted, but
no,
but I don't rank them. Yeah. They're all great to me.
Yeah, got it. So no business, no nothing, right? Let's just say we lived on this world, didn't pay taxes, didn't pay for anything.
Yeah.
Where would you want to live?
Somewhere by water for sure.
Okay.
Somewhere not in a valley where I got to sneeze and snort, and I mean right before this I had an attack. I was snorting and everything else. It's really bad, but it's also my home. So I would say the thing I like about Bakersfield, we're 2 hours or less from fishing.
Yeah. We're
2 hours to get to LAX. Not that anybody would necessarily want to go to that general area, but you can, fly anywhere in the world. Yep. We're 2 hours from the beach, and we're 2 hours from Fresno, which I don't know what that means. Yeah. Right? But we have rivers. We have it all. Yeah. If we had better air quality, this would be a perfect place. Yeah. But I would move where there was good air quality, and probably somewhere over by Pismo or something like that. It's like 67 year round. Yeah. But I don't love the wet though. Yeah. I don't mind it sometimes, but probably something like that, and either that or like out in Iowa on 790 acres. Yeah. I'd be in my own world out there in the middle of it. Yeah. Something like that, probably. Yeah.
And we're 4 hours from Vegas and 2 hours from the snow.
Yeah, right. It's all here other than the doggone air quality because we're in a valley. Yeah. But discounting that, we're in.
We're in, yeah. Oh,
and the 110-degree summers, but they got air conditioning for that.
What is the favorite thing about your career? Just that you wake, I get that, everything, but like you're just like, what, I love that I can do this every day because of this.
Just helping people. I dig it, man. Yeah. Like if this helps one person, I'm good. Yeah. If it doesn't help a person, then I'll be like, okay, what can I do differently? Right. What can I change? What can I do? Whatever. But I just, I dig helping people. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah. We talk about tea time. None of my friends ever had tea time when I was there. Right. Because I just wasn't having that. I'm like, oh, you want to have some tea? Yeah. You're going to have some tea with me. Yeah. Right? Because I didn't want any of my friends to get hurt or different. I've been like that forever. Right. And so I just, I'm protective. I care about people, but I will not enable you. It's a really interesting dichotomy, but, but to me, to get up every morning and to know what we're building and how many people it will help and how many it's already helped. Right. It's pretty cool.
Special numbers for sure. And so for the final question, a little explanation, but then to really tie it down, I'll explain how I would do it.
So you're going to ask the question?
Yeah.
And then you're going to answer it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, hold on.
So, what is one thing that you've never done before that you would like to learn in one day? So for me, I'd love to learn how to play the piano. So like, what's one thing that you've never done before, never tried, never been like, I want to do that and we'll learn in a day?
Yeah, so one of two things for me. So this is and I don't know if this qualifies. So I was a pretty decent dancer. Like I had rhythm and I used to practice like popping and, that kind of stuff. And I used to practice like I did everything else. I went at it. Yeah. And so, but I would like to learn how to, like ballroom dance or something like that. Yeah. Because I think my wife would like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So not for me as much, but I think that, if we learn that together. Yeah. And I will take the time to do that. We'll go and get some classes. Yeah. And, do some different things of that nature. And then, what was the question again? Because there's one more thing maybe in there, and I may have forgot.
The one thing that you've never done that you would love to learn in one day.
Yeah, I would love to learn a couple foreign languages in a day. Got it. Those would be the only two. Yeah. I didn't take language serious like I should have. I took body language serious. Right. And different things like that.
But when you were a little bit older in life and knew, right? I mean, it wasn't in high school that you learned.
I was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was always watching. Mm-hmm. I learned what you're calling is the science. Yeah. But yeah, the art. I was always. Yeah. Right. I was always looking, and when you're little, you gotta get every advantage, right? you got to figure things out because, you know, some of the places I went to school were, they're rough, right? So you got to kind of be head on the swivel type thing, right? But yeah, I would have liked to have, you know, probably learned like maybe 4 to 7 other languages. You know, enough to communicate. I didn't need to write it, but just to
understand.
Yeah, to be like, you know, like, and that meant, what's up, homie? Like, you know, in Russia or Russian or whatever. Yeah, Greek or something.
Yeah, got it. Well, hey, we appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing back from you next week.
If you need to contact Brett or Coach, please do so on his social media accounts, email, and or text. You can find that information in the description below. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Thanks, and we hope you enjoyed.
I am happy to say that I didn't hurt anybody because I was an idiot.